Hello everybody and welcome back to PodFoxPlays.hackGU. Last time we got some info on Crimson Versus. We clapped some people in the arena. We used our avatar, which of course didn't go over well with everyone who knew what was going on, but Haseo, being the incredibly edgy dude that he is, you know, basically just gave his I do what I want spiel. So, got info on Crimson Versus. I got some info. Apparently, they're going to start selling real cards based on the ones from the Crimson Versus. Also, if you're frustrated about not being able to play it online, why don't you try it out? My source is the manager of this game shop. Sorry, but I can't reveal the store's name. Faye says, well, are you serious? I've got to go tell everyone at the Crimson Versus board. Thanks for the info, Vertical Cupid. Nuada says, let me make an additional comment. It seems that Crimson Versus is about to reopen soon. Apparently, both the server expansion and the software upgrade are going well. Of course, these are still just rumors. Mitan says, I have a feeling that if they started selling real cards the same day they reopened online, no one would buy them. Trajeka says, well, if you think about it, they start selling real cards, the cards sell well, they reopen the online service. That's how I think it's going to happen. Man, with the world, Crimson Versus is now real cards, my wallet's going to be crying out in pain. Hey, I feel that. Alright, so let's open the news. Electronic Town. I feel like this one from base or boss is gonna be related to like the actual news that's going on in the other service, so I won't read that one until after the fact. Electronic Town. AIHARA just came out with a new virtual Salvador. Came out with a new virtual software. I've got all 3 chapters. I just love virtual shopping. I heard this one takes place in Shibuya, but I wonder how it'll be compared to the previous ones. Shibuya is such a young person's town. I worry how I would look walking around there. Someone tell me if I should buy it or not. Thanks. Kagari says, I liked it. They reproduced the 901 building well. They even showed the Hachiko and Maui statues in front of the train station. The basic system is the same as it's always been. It's only your avatar that walks around the town. Apple Star says, I recommend the virtual movie theater. It's cool that you can see the latest movies right at your own home. If you order beforehand, they even deliver you popcorn. Wow, really? There's no reason to go to a regular movie theater anymore, lol, but I don't recommend it to people who want to see movies on a big screen. Kinda says, you can do whatever you want until your electronic payment is made, so I just try everything on first. I can try on clothes without them getting ruined. The AI employees are really nice too. It's quite depressing when you take off the M2D and face reality. Yeah. And Tenora says, it's nice being able to see a movie at home. I want to be able to see Johnny Pitt. Johnny Pitt in my own room too. Face reality, I know what you mean. That's the big problem. Yeah. And let me try. Or are they talking about what Haseo did? Nope. Okay, I'll go back to that. I hope I remember because it's there. Okay, the world bug. This is probably us. I just met. Oh no, never mind. I just met some weird. I'm being really like cocky, aren't I? Or really like vain. Like, oh, this one's about me. Oh, this one's about Haseo. Oh no, obviously not. I'll stop. I just met some weird monster. No matter how much I hit it, its HP wouldn't go down, and no status effect works either. I couldn't even run away when I used smokescreen. Nothing worked, so I turned off the power to the computer and did a force log out. Has anyone else fought a monster like this? Was it a new bug or an event monster? Oh, excuse me. Should I try to contact CC Corporation? Oshino 8C says nothing worked. Okay, that's a pretty wild move you performed there. You didn't ruin your player data? Let's see. I've never heard of any event like that. I think it must be a bug. About that monster, what did it look like anyway? Please describe it for us. Thanks for worrying. No, it's okay. It looked like a normal holy eater, but now that you mention it, the effects were kind of off. There were black spots all around the monster, and the screen was kind of fuzzy. Oh, I just corrupting regular monsters now? Hi, Renji, you're always working hard at leveling up. Nice going. Sorry to hear about that bug. Sounds rough. By the way, where did you meet this bug monster? Tell us the details. Black spots, huh? Renji, I would like to hear all the details. Is there somewhere we can meet and talk? This may be important. Renji says, Nuada, Guildmaster, please forgive me for not showing up lately. I forgot the area word. Can't you just go into your bookmarks? Or I guess it didn't save if you did the force logout. I'm currently building up my 3rd character. Do you mind talking while I build my character? Isn't that kind of rude, Renji? You should at least look at him while you talk, excuse me. Oshino 8 says, I'd like to hear what Renji has to say too. I'll let you use my guild hall to talk in. I'll give you the key, so meet me at Makanu, okay? If it's alright, Renji, it's alright with me. Nuada, are you on the guild? That's the first I've heard of that. Yeah, I never mentioned before. The guild's name is Imperio. By the way, Encephalon is in it too. Oh wow, Renji. Oh, Ishino HC says it's okay. Is it okay with you? That'll be just fine, Guildmaster. Renji, I'll be waiting at the Imperial Guild Hall. If you run away, I'll smash you up. Oh crap. See you at Makanu. Smash up cough. That's a pretty extreme power imbalance. Alright. Job of a multi-weapon. So here's the new thread. This originates from the job extension thread. The purpose of this thread is to explain why rogues are weaker than other classes. Oh, okay. Okay, all you lecturers, let's hear what you have to say. I ended up leaving it to you guys. Please, someone. Sagittarius says, I would also appreciate hearing this. Renji, aren't you just another one? Says, I guess I've been asked to answer this. Lol. First, let me start off with a rogue's characteristics. Strong points. It can use tons of weapons. Character's appearances changes with the job extent. It just looks so damn cool. Weak points. It can use a lot of weapons, but it isn't really good at any of them. The higher your level gets, the more you notice huge differences in weapon mastery, but I think that well covers it. A rogue is a jack of all trades and a master of none. I think that should sum it all up. So as mentioned before, the rogue's strong points mostly revolve around improving the player's image. It's kind of an ego thing. Ooh, excuse me. If you look at it from a system point of view, the rogue is just a weakened version of all the other jobs, because no matter which weapon you use, you won't be as good with it as a real master. As a result, although a rogue looks like it's flexible enough to deal with any situation, the truth is that it can't handle any situation easily. That really, to me, that depends on the player's skill. Like, this is the same as like the tier list problem, where if a character is low tier, it will almost never be able to defeat something of a higher tier just because of just the power imbalance. Where I've seen, and like I said, some tournaments where someone of a lower tier would just sweep the ranks, and it's because the person of the lower tier worked and knows how to deal with said situations, where the other person either is too cocky and just doesn't assume, and it just assumes that they're not gonna win, or you know, it depends on the player skill. Like with this next one, he says it's just weak, and this next one just says, but I've heard that the PKK, the Terror of Death, was really strong. The Terror of Death was a rogue, right? So some rogues are strong. Then there it is. I think it's a matter of the individual player's skill. Also, maybe he spends way more money on equipment and abilities. I bet he's got a lot of rare abilities. So you're saying that a character's strength is mostly based on equipment and abilities? Oracle says, to a point, yes, but the thing is, strengthening your character with abilities isn't just for rogues. If the idea behind strengthening your character is to improve their strong point, then a rogue can never compete. I disagree. 100% disagree. Ultimately, it comes down to your own skill. Whatever ability you have, Lady Luck treats everyone the same. Your abilities don't matter that much. You have to believe in your beautiful self, and you become a true warrior. Now is the time to stand up. Time for the Brainiacs to take over the world as rogues. Renji says, go for it. That's for sure. Whatever ability you have, you got to use it. Otherwise, it's not like it's like not having it at all. Sagittarius says, okay, then if two players of equal strength with equal equipment and equal abilities fought each other, the one being a brandier and the one being a rogue would lose. Oracle says, I think the rogue would lose. Renji says, if everything was equal, the rogue would lose, no doubt about it. And everyone's just saying the rogue would lose. See, there's so many outplay potentials. Like, it's just, I disagree with this entire thread. The only way the rogue would be weaker is if there is a legitimate stat difference between a blade brandier and a rogue. So say that at level 100, a blade brandier unlocks a move called Astra, where, you know, boom. If the rogue cannot learn that because that is a blade brandier specific ability, then yes, the rogue will probably lose because it does not have what the brandier does not have. Or a level 100 rogue has lower stats, like significantly lower stats than the blade brandier. I'm not talking about 10-20 points. I'm talking about legitimate stat differences, like, you know, 100 versus like 2 to 210 in terms of speed or attack. Equal skill is also incredibly subjective, because while, you know, the blade brandier might be good at one thing, if the rogue has, say, an ability that can hit stun, and he knows how to do what I did, where it's just 1-2 cancel, 1-2 cancel, 1-2 cancel, and if the blade brandier uses a skill and he uses Hangeki, like, there's so many ways to counter or deal with situations to where this is an incredibly subjective thread. And unless, like, the CC Corp actually released actual stats for me to look at, an actual like ability list and everything. There's no way you can just say 100% the rogue would lose 10 out of 10 times of equal skill, because skill is also subjective. So I don't believe that one. That just kind of shows the whole just low comprehension levels on those guys. That or Haseo, they've never fought someone that can use, you know. And one other point is, the point of the rogue isn't to fight a blade brandier one-on-one with a blade brandier with a blade. If that's the case, then he would have been a blade brandier. So using the blade brandier, switching to the big edge punisher, switching to a scythe, switching to a steam gunner, that's how the rogue fights. So equal skill, like I said, it's subjective, because he could be of equal skill in the blade brandier, with the blade, but if he also knows how to use the scythe just as well, because he put equal time into it, then there's a range advantage and there's other skill. Like, it's just it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Sorry for going on a little tangent. Stuff like that just bothers me, when people just like condemn something to one thing, and like you will never, like, you don't know that, man. You just don't know that. Okay, girls coma due to online gaming. Sometime last night, a junior high school student who had been playing an online game was found unconscious in a room by her mother. The girl was taken to a hospital where she soon regained consciousness. Similar incidents have occurred in the world before, making this the latest number of troubling events.
Late last night, a middle school student lost consciousness while playing an online game and was not discovered until this morning by her mother, who quickly called 911. The girl was transported to a hospital and regained consciousness several hours later.
New robot weapon announced. Airborne surveillance, bomb disposal, guerrilla warfare. Unmanned robots are widely used on today's battlefield. The U.S. has just completed a new robot soldier known as Talos, Daily Hoichi. You got a movie for me? Okay. These robotic soldiers are equipped with automatic weapons and 40mm grenades. I hope that's millimeter. They can use their built-in night vision to see in the dark, and their special tank treads allow them to traverse any road, no matter whether through deep forest or over a steep mountain. On top of that, these heavily armored robotic soldiers can be remote controlled from a distance by human hands. Concerns have been raised that the Talos control systems could fail and that they could go on a destructive rampage. The military insists, however, that the Talos security systems are state-of-the-art and there's absolutely no danger of control being lost.
The U.S. Army's new combat robot, Talos, is the perfect robot soldier. Its movement is controlled remotely, and it's armed with a machine gun as well as a 40mm grenade launcher.
I was right.
More importantly, it has no fear, no family, and does not suffer any emotional stress.
No fear. Alright, what do we got under arts? Shocking. Online impetus. Something that could never happen in real life has not happened online. A man marrying his mother. A college student by the name of John Doe began to fall in love with a cleric from his guild, Jane Doe, and confessed his love for her several months later. They were married in an online ceremony in the world, the game they met in. But some days later, when the two agreed to meet in person for the first time, who should show up but a son and his mother? It is unknown what the father's husband's reaction upon hearing the news. Yikes, bro. Legit. Yikes. Hey, let's go. Online Jack by Salvador AIHARA.
This is Salvador AIHARA's Online Jack. I'm here with the Online Jack crew near the home of Michiru Tajima, 4th grade teacher at a school where 6 students were struck down by doll syndrome. Let's continue our in-your-face investigation.
Jack, what are you doing?
This is Salvador AIHARA. Here I am, reporting from the residence of a female
Does she know you're there? Yo.
Oh, samba, samba. Well, here I go.
Yo, are you trespassing, bro?
Help! Fire!
Oh no, a fire!
Oh.
Where?
Good morning, senorita.
Huh?
Truly a sight that could chill a 100-year passion.
Why are you filming?
You deserved that. You really did.
So tell me, the 6 children who contracted doll syndrome, had they been playing the online game called The World?
Well, they did get together and talk about an online game a lot.
And what are your plans right now?
I'm going to the Kawaguchi residence.
Osamu Kawaguchi? That's one of the 6 students who have been resting at home due to doll syndrome.
How could you possibly know that information?
Now we shall make our way to the Kawaguchi household, where one of the victims of this barbaric illness is being treated.
You're not coming. And stop following me.
Wait!
Not here.
It's summer vacation. Maybe he's on a trip.
But I told him I was going to visit him.
Huh? The meter's spinning like crazy, which means someone is definitely in there. Hello? It's me, Salvador AIHARA, born in Brazil, raised in Saitama, friend to lonely housewives.
Hey, don't do that! You don't have the right to just barge into someone else's home!
But I'm sure everyone at home watching this wants to know what's really going on, right?
Huh?
I want to know, even if we do break a few laws. He's the man of truth. That's Salvador! Hey, I hear something
Why
up there.
don't you... Huh? He's gonna get put in prison. 100% gonna be in jail before he finishes this.
Osamu?
Yo. Sakaki, huh? Huh. Sakaki, huh? And with Ida, too. It looks like there was another case of someone falling into a coma as a result of playing the world. How many times does this have to occur? It's going on as usual today, but shouldn't they stop the service for a moment to figure out the cause of these incidents? Goran says, I think it's the cause is with the player. Yep, it's the junior high school girl. This sums up, maybe people are playing the game for too long. I mean, the idea of a game sending someone into a coma is as ridiculous as a haunted videotape. Anase Mitabi says, don't make light of haunted videos. Those are true stories. Stella says, I've got a little question. Is there any reason, other than an occult one, that a player could be put into a coma for playing a game? Goran says, I think the most likely explanation is that people are playing the game for too long. There are two main reasons why she might have collapsed. Deep vein thrombosis, commonly called the economy class syndrome. Due to being in one position for a long time, a blood clot forms within the veins of the lower body, then travels to the lungs and obstructs the blood flow. The result is respiratory problems, which can lead to death. Yikes. Exhaustion. This is a type of extreme exhaustion that can lead to an early death. It's also possible that suddenly going from nervousness to excitement can cause collapse, but it's not common and would not last for an extended period of time. Stella says, it's just a thought, but don't you think the second reason is the cause of this death? Applestar says, but isn't it odd that the world is in a class of its own when it comes to a number of such incidents? If the world were a game where that for some reason made you extremely tired, I could understand. Fukujin Suke says, the world has the most players, is the most interesting, and is the easiest to get excited about. It's also the most famous, so the media likes to make stories about it. There may have been such incidents in other games that were not reported. I don't know if that would do it any good. Faye says, I wonder if this is caused by intense flashing lights. Oracle says, I wonder if there's such a skill in the world. Masaki says, well, wouldn't it be fair to assume that something is wrong with the player? Oracle says, yeah, I'll bet that's what it was. No, it's definitely something inside the game. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. Alright, so we will go to meet Syllabus and Gaspard in our canard at home in the next episode. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.